Hey guys, my name is Jonathan Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about why you need to stop worrying about, your cost per lead in your marketing campaigns, and why it's the most inefficient way to look at the success of your marketing campaigns, right? Because I'll talk to a lot of guys, whether they're guys inquiring about our marketing services or whether it's people that just want general advice on marketing endeavors that they're taking on. And one of the first things that they prioritize is going to be, well, what's the cost per lead, when it comes to running this, or what's the difference between cost per lead between Google and Facebook? And that's not the metric you guys need to be looking at. Cost per lead can be fatal if you're measuring that as like one of the top successes in your guys' marketing campaigns. Because some of the top pressure washing business owners, that do $1 million plus, they know that, right? They know that it's the cost to acquire a new customer is more important than the cost per lead. Let me say that again, guys. The most important metric that you need to be looking at in any marketing campaign that you're doing is not the cost per lead, but the cost to acquire a new customer. And let me go ahead and break that down for you guys so that it's a lot easier to comprehend, right? Because like I said, this can be fatal if you're only looking at the cost per lead, as a mark of success in your guys' marketing campaigns, because that information can be skewed and that can be an inefficient way, and that may be stopping you from actually growing your business and finding potential, plot holes in your marketing campaign, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say that there's business A and business B, right? Business A is paying $25 per lead, and let's say they get 10 leads, right? So that's $250 that they spent for 10 leads. Business A. So business A here spent $250 to get 10 leads. Let's say business B over here is getting $50 leads, right? So let's say that they also get 10 leads. So that means that they spent $500 to get 10 leads, right? Because they're paying $50 per lead. So you got business A over here, they spent $250 because their cost per lead is $25. A lead. And you got business B over here who spent $500 for 10 leads and their cost per lead is $50, right? But let's say business A, out of those 10 leads that they spent that $250 on, let's say they only closed one job from that, right? So out of those 10 leads, they only closed one job, right? Business A over here. And that means that they just spent $250 to acquire one new customer, right? One new customer, they spent $250 to acquire that customer, right? And their marketing campaign. Business B over here, let's say that they spent that, as you guys know, they spent $500, right? Because their cost per lead is $50, right? So they spent $500 for 10 leads, but let's say they closed half of them. So that means that out of those 10 leads, they closed 5 of them. So if you do 500 divided by 5, right? That means $100. So that means that business B over here, they only spent $100, to acquire one new customer, right? Because they got 5 new customers from the $500 that they spent. So that means that they only spent $100 to acquire a customer, right? To acquire a new customer. So which campaign was more successful? The guy that spent $250, right, to acquire one new customer, or the guy that spent, like I said, $500 to acquire 5 customers, but that only costed him $100 to get one new customer, right? So like I said, there's inefficient ways that you guys can look at a marketing campaign in that sense. Because now when you look at it, if business A over here wants to spend $1,000, which they spent $250, so now they know that, okay, it costs us $250 to acquire one new customer. So if they spend $1,000, right, then they only get 4 new customers for every $1,000 that they spend, even though they're paying $25 per lead. Then you got business B over here, right? For them, they know if they spend $1,000 that they're gonna get 10 new customers. You know what I mean? Even though their cost per lead is higher, right? And so that is the real metric that you guys have to look at when you're looking at your marketing campaigns. It's not the cost per lead. You can get, Home Advisor and all those other kind of companies have low cost per leads. But what are the quality of those leads? And I'm not gonna sit here and say that just because you're paying lower cost per lead that you're not gonna get some very effective jobs. But what I'm just saying is that the most important metric to look at in any marketing endeavor, any marketing campaign, is going to be the cost to acquire a new customer. It's not gonna be the cost per lead, right? And that's why sometimes, you can see it in different marketing channels, right? Because I will say this, On Facebook, you will get cheaper leads. You know what I mean? You will get cheaper leads than you will on Google. Because, you got to dispel that myth of which one's better, Facebook or Google. Well, it really depends on what your sales process is. It depends on how your business is structured, right? Because I hear some guys where they love and they rave Facebook ads, right? And they hate Google ads, and vice versa. I know guys that love Google ads and they hate Facebook ads, And like I said, we know with Facebook ads, you're gonna pay a cheaper cost per lead, but at the same time, like I said, those people are gonna be a little bit more cold, or they're gonna be a little bit on the top of the funnel. They're not at the bottom of that funnel yet to where they're gonna close. Opposed to Google, where Google, those people, like I said, you're gonna pay a higher cost per lead, but those people are ready for your services. They're looking for your services, right? So that's why I say, when you're doing any marketing campaign, go into that marketing campaign not worrying about the cost per lead when it's starting out, worrying about the cost to acquire a new customer. And the reason why the light bulb went on my head when it came to this is because, as you guys know, I'm a part owner of a junk removal company as well, right? And so I saw one of our competitors, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Excuse me. And 1-800-GOT-JUNK, I saw this Facebook ad, right? And in this Facebook ad, like I said, it was saying $49 single item pickups. And I'm like, shit, that's super cheap. That's almost like half of what our single item pickup is, right? And so when I looked at that, I had to re-engineer on why they're doing that. Like, why are they doing that? And so I went ahead and tested it out. I called them, had them pick up some things in my apartment and all that, right? But when they got to the job, they were upselling. They got all my information, like my phone number, my email, all of that. I'm telling you, like right after that, I was in their marketing funnel at that point. And I realized why they did that. Because yes, they came out here, it was $49 to get a single item. And yes, they had a system of process to where their guys were upselling, trying to upsell me for more. And it was a good process, right? That's why they're one of the biggest junk removal companies out there. You know what I mean? But like I said, the main thing that they were worried about in their marketing campaign was not like the quality of the lead, whatever it may be. They were really concerned about the cost to acquire a new customer, right? And so it only costed them $49 to acquire a new customer at that point. And that was the real magic behind it. Because a lot of people will say, man, that's super cheap. That's like the $99 guy. But what they understood is that it only took them $49 to acquire a new customer. And they looked at the lifetime value. I mean, for me, I'm their competitor, so I'm not going to be a lifetime customer value. But other customers that they acquired for $49 could be their lifetime value over a duration of time could be $350, $400, right? So they literally spent $49 to get $500. Because like I said, that same customer could utilize their services, over and over again, over a duration of a year or two, right? Because now 1-800-GOT-JUNK has their information, right? They have their phone number, they have their email, they have all this pertinent information about them, and they only spent $49 for it. So now you're in their marketing funnel, and there's a higher chance that you will probably be a repeat customer of their business because they're constantly contacting you about deals, specials, discounts, all of this stuff, and you see them plastered everywhere after you're in their marketing funnel, right? And so that's what you guys need to look at. Look at the cost to acquire a new customer, not the cost per lead when you're looking at any marketing campaign, because that can be a silent killer for a marketing campaign if you're only looking at the cost per lead. Because I tell a lot of guys, if you're getting $100 per lead even in a pressure washing Google Ads campaign, but you have a high close rate because these are super quality leads, who gives a damn what your cost per lead was on that? If you're getting an ROI, and of course, yes, you want to lower your your cost per lead. Of course you do, but you have to look at the real metrics of how much are you closing? Because I've gotten clients with Google Ads, right, that we've done, to where we've gotten them like $35 per lead on Google Ads. Yet they close zero. Yet they close like at a 10 to 15% close rate, right? So it doesn't really matter the cost per lead that I'm giving them. Do they really truly care about it at that point? They don't really care about it at that point because they say, Jonathan, I don't have any customers. And that is what you truly want, right? Because then that goes out the door. That cost per lead goes out the door, you know what I mean? Once you're not closing those jobs. So that's why it's important that the metric that you guys focus on any marketing campaign is what is the cost to acquire a new customer. That is a true measure of a marketing campaign and its success, right? So hopefully this video provided you guys value. If you guys, like I said, want to see more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And if you do want to see if you qualify for a free strategy session with ourselves, we go over your online presence, some things that you can do, what your competitors are doing, and how we may be able to help you, double your business, whatever it may be. Go ahead and click that link in the description to schedule a free strategy session, as we'd love to talk to you. But other than that though, you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night. And like I said, I will see you guys in the next video.